this is Dre's fault.
Okay.
This whole making you guys come today, anybody that's here is Andre's fault.
We'll quote you on it.
Yes. That's the reason I said it. I waited till the camera was on.
Coming off, obviously the big Xavier game, and you're playing a team that's kind of hurting a little bit. I think we've asked this before. Well, how do you approach it with your guys?
Same way. We approach every game the same way. Now, the players might not, but as a coach, you have to. You can only hope that and pray that your players will approach it the way they need to approach every game. We have 3 this week, so, we'll talk about today. I mean, Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday. And we try to beat into our guys' head. You get what you deserve. It's not like it's a job. You're playing basketball. So as a coach, I think somehow you got to try to make it fun and exciting, and you got to try to not make it seem like a job or work, especially as the season goes on a little bit. Because then that's when the mental part comes in of, why should the record of the opponent matter? You're playing basketball. So you got to try to have some fun playing basketball, look forward to playing basketball, and then obviously, embrace competition. And, the game is, that's why you see a lot of veteran coaches like Coach Popovich. I watch all his press conferences. He gets upset when guys cheat the game. He thinks guys don't play hard or come out focused. It's because it's a privilege and an honor that you're getting to play basketball. So somehow, some way, as a coaching staff, you try to keep your guys in that frame of mind. So they're at 4 o'clock tomorrow, we come out to have some fun and play basketball and play really hard and try to get a win. If you come out like you don't want to be there, that all stems from your attitude that it's a job. You'd rather be somewhere else, and that's when you're going to perform. You're going to have a poor performance. So, that's the job of the coach. You do everything you can to try to get the desired result you want, but I'm a big believer that mental state is the most important thing. So we'll see.
Jaren scored double figures 5 times this year. That's the first time he's done it against a really good team. Do you look at that as some kind of hurdle for him, for any freshman to do that against a really good team?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really talk about hurdles because guy has one good game and everybody thinks, well, he's going to get X amount of points the next night. All these games are unique. Consistency is what you're searching for. Young players tend to be inconsistent. Now, playing, you got to have playing time to put up numbers. The better you play, obviously, the more playing time you earn. But I thought that as far as Jaren in particular, when the games start to go up and down, I think it makes it easier on a young player. Where when games start to slow down and grind to a halt a little bit, which where the younger guy maybe is at a disadvantage as far as strategy and scouting reports and how to get open and play in traffic. For the younger guy, I would say, there's a lot less of all that going on versus the transition environment where you're just playing basketball, which I'd like to see a lot more of. I think, he's great at it. I think, we're a much better team when we get transition going, but it has to be off our defense. We had 20 deflections in the second half, so that's the biggest chore with this team, is to make sure our defensive intensity is enough to create block shots, steals, so we can get the ball out. I've said this, I think our bench is our advantage, our depth is our advantage, more possessions in the game is our advantage in this conference. So you got to have defensive energy to force tempo. Can't run without the ball. So, but I do think it helps Jaren. He's a great player in transition. It always has been.
He certainly wasn't overwhelmed by the atmosphere.
No, not at all. That didn't surprise me at all. When you recruit a guy, he was always a guy in the recruiting scene that when I saw Jaren play, the bigger the game, the better he played. That's when I really knew. I really knew. I got to get this guy, and then after he committed and I saw it again after that, I was the happiest guy in the gym when I saw him, because that's when you know you got something special, when a guy is able to step up under the lights. And, the bigger the game, the tougher the game, the harder it is the more he embraces it. Some guys run from it. I think that's a separator for a lot of athletes at all levels going forward, because to get to the highest level, you got to be able to step up.
Would you ever not recruit a guy who's skilled but doesn't?
Oh
realize
yeah,
that
do it all the
you-
time. We pass on guys. It's recruiting is an art, not a science, and you're far from right all the time. I can be real honest, bluntly honest. I've been sent to see guys that I passed on because I didn't think that they had the toughness I thought it would take to succeed at our level.
Even if they had the skills.
Yeah, their skill would be irrelevant to me.
South Florida, obviously, they've lost their coach and their best
They
player.
found a new one.
I mean, that's good. Yeah, they need that. And their best player. I
Coach
think-
Bartow and I go way back. Great guy, one of the best guys in our business. Close friends with his top guy, Sergio Rocco, and I go back to when I was 21 years old. So they got really, really good. I know those two people are really good people on their staff. They've been going through tough times. Losing Jamal McMurray was devastating for them. At the time they lost him. So they've been trying to figure it out. They don't play a senior on their team. They play a lot of freshmen and sophomores. So it's just a scramble, and they're in scramble mode. But again, everybody's capable. That's the one thing that makes sports, especially basketball, with the three-point shot. Troy Holston Jr. is as good a shooter as, I'd say he and Matt Williams are the best two shooters in this league. So from Central Florida is Matt Williams. But Holston's, he's every bit the shooter Trayvon. He's really, statistically, a way better shooter than Trayvon Blewett. So we've, fortunately, our guys right now are keenly aware of what happens if you don't guard a shooter behind the line. I would hope they haven't forgotten. He's really, really good player. I mean, he can really shoot the ball, and from deep, and with hands in his face. So, got to make sure that we know where he's at all times. Thank you, man.
Thank you.